to Byte-Sized Tech, where we like to have fun conversations about all the cool new tech and gadgets that are out there.
That's right.
And today we're going to do a deep dive
Ooh, a deep dive.
on something that I think a lot of people are going to be really interested in, especially if you're a pool owner.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I like pools.
Yeah. So this is the Dreame Z1 Pro robotic pool cleaner.
Oh, very cool.
So if you own a pool, you know that it can be a real chore to keep it clean, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Skimming the leaves and all that stuff.
Yeah, you've got to vacuum it, and you've got to scrub the sides, and you've got to test the chemicals and make sure everything's balanced.
Yeah, it's a lot more than just fill it up and jump in.
It's so much work, and so this little robot promises to kind of take a lot of that work off your plate.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Sign me up.
Right, so today we are going to take all the information we've gathered, kind of like the unboxing videos and the first look reviews, and we're going to try to break it down for you and see if this thing actually lives up to the hype.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So first impressions, first of all, when you get this thing and you take it out of the box, what's it like to set up?
Yeah, that's a good question because sometimes these tech gadgets can be a little bit intimidating.
Right.
Like you need a degree in engineering just to turn it on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is it easy to get started with this thing? Well, from everything we've seen, it actually seems like it's pretty straightforward.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, a lot of the people who have done unboxing videos have said that the quick start guide is really clear and simple, and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to it to get this thing up and running.
Oh, that's excellent because nobody wants to spend their whole weekend fiddling with settings and trying to figure out how to pair it with their phone and all that stuff.
No, absolutely not. You want to get this thing in the pool and cleaning as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about the box itself? What comes with the Z1 Pro?
So you've got the robot itself, of course.
Of course.
But there are a couple of other interesting things that come in the box. So there's a hook,
Okay.
which I guess is for helping you pull the robot out of the pool.
That makes sense. It's probably pretty heavy when it's full of water.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then there's a remote control.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And this is kind of funny.
That's funny.
I saw a review where the person said that the remote felt so sturdy and well built that it was like PlayStation was jealous.
That's hilarious. I love that.
So it sounds like they didn't cheap out on the remote.
I like that they're paying attention to those kinds of details.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got your instruction manual.
Which we all definitely read cover to cover.
Yeah, of course. I always sit down. I'm like, okay, page 1, let's go.
Right. No skimming allowed.
No skimming. And then you've got a charger as well, which looks pretty heavy duty.
It would need to be. It's going to be near water.
Yeah, you don't want that thing short-circuiting.
Definitely not.
Okay, so we've talked about the accessories,
Yeah.
but what about the Z1 Pro itself? What are people saying about how it actually looks?
Yeah, what are the first impressions?
So everyone seems to agree that it's packaged really well.
That's always reassuring.
Yeah, it's protected and you don't feel like it's going to be damaged in shipping.
Right.
And in terms of the size, it sounds like it's not tiny, but it's also not like this giant, bulky thing.
Okay, so it's a good balance.
Yeah, one person even joked that lifting it out of the pool was like a little bit of a workout.
Okay, so it's got some weight to it.
Yeah, but not so much that you can't manage it.
Makes sense. A little bit of heft probably helps it stay down on the bottom of the pool and do its job.
Right, exactly.
So once you've unboxed it and you've marveled at the sturdy remote, what's the next step?
Well, as you might expect with a smart device like this, you need to download an app.
Of course.
So the app is called Dreame Home, and you have to create an account.
Okay.
But here's the cool thing. If you already have other Dreame products...
They make other things besides pool cleaners.
Yeah, apparently they make robot vacuums and even robot lawnmowers.
Wow, they're really cornering the robot market.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So if you have any of those, you can actually use the same account for the Z1 Pro.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, it's nice that they're kind of creating this whole ecosystem of smart devices.
Yeah, you don't want to have to remember a million different passwords.
Exactly.
So once you have the app set up, I imagine the next hurdle is connecting it to Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, the dreaded Wi-Fi connection.
The bane of my existence.
I know, right? It's like every time you get a new smart device, you have to go through this whole process.
Yeah, and sometimes it works flawlessly, and sometimes it's like you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded.
It's so true. But in the case of the Z1 Pro, it seems like the Wi-Fi connection is pretty important.
How so?
Well, for one thing, it allows you to control the robot with that cool remote we were talking about.
Oh, right. So you need Wi-Fi for that to work.
Yeah. And apparently it also helps the robot to operate at its best.
Interesting. So it's not just a convenience thing. It actually impacts performance.
That's what it sounds like. So yeah, nobody loves connecting things to Wi-Fi, but in this case, it seems like it's worth the effort.
Okay, I can live with that, especially if it means I can control my robot pool cleaner from my lounge chair.
Exactly. Now, speaking of that remote,
Yeah.
this is where things get pretty cool. The Dreame Z1 Pro actually has some world's first certifications.
Ooh, that sounds impressive. Tell me more.
So it's been certified by Frost & Sullivan.
Oh, okay. I've heard of them. They're legit.
Yeah, they're like a big global research and consulting firm, and they've officially recognized the Z1 Pro as the world's first cordless robotic pool cleaner with a poolside operable remote.
So it's not just like any remote. You can use it right there next to the pool.
Exactly. That's pretty huge because a lot of other robotic pool cleaners either don't have a remote at all or you can only use it from a limited distance.
Yeah, it makes sense. You wouldn't want to have to be like tethered to your house to control it.
No, exactly. And there's another world's first certification that's pretty impressive.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, so the Z1 Pro is also apparently the world's first robotic pool cleaner with a triple surround fusion perception system.
Okay, that sounds very high tech. Break that down for me. What does that actually mean?
So basically, instead of just relying on like one type of sensor to figure out where it is and what's around it, the Z1 Pro uses a combination of different sensors.
Oh, I see.
So it might have like visual sensors and ultrasonic sensors and maybe even sensors that can detect when it bumps into something.
It's like having eyes and ears and like a sense of touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this means that the robot can create a much more accurate map of your pool and it's less likely to get stuck on things.
That makes a lot of sense. The
Yeah.
more information it has about its surroundings, the better it can navigate.
Right. So all of this basically means that the Z1 Pro should be able to clean your pool more thoroughly and efficiently than a robot with a less advanced sensing system.
It sounds like they've really thought about how to make this thing as smart as possible.
Yeah, it seems like it. So let's say you've got it all set up, you've connected it to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You're ready to go. How do you actually start a cleaning cycle?
Good question.
So apparently it's super easy. You can either just press a button on the robot itself,
Go ahead.
or you can start it from the app.
Convenient.
Yeah. And once you start it, this is where their advanced pool sense technology comes into play.
Advanced pool sense technology. That sounds fancy.
It does, right?
Yeah.
So this technology is powered by AI.
Oh, so it's like a smart robot.
Yeah, exactly. And what it does is it starts to map your pool right away.
Okay.
And it does this by following a very specific pattern,
What kind of pattern?
an S-shaped pattern.
An S. So it's
Yeah.
not just like randomly bounce it around.
No, it's very methodical, and that's how it creates this really accurate map of your pool.
That makes sense. It's like if you were vacuuming your living room, you wouldn't just like run around in circles.
Yeah.
You'd want to have a plan.
Exactly. And the systematic approach not only helps the robot to clean your pool more thoroughly, but it also probably helps to save battery life.
Right, because it's not wasting energy by just going over the same areas over and over again. So it can map the pool. What about the actual cleaning? How powerful is this thing?
So the Z1 Pro has 8,000 gallons per hour of suction power.
8,000. That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot. And from what we've read, it seems like it's more than enough to handle pretty much anything you'd find in a typical pool.
So it leaves dirt, algae, all that good stuff.
All of that.
Wow.
And it also has an active dual brushing system.
Okay, so it's not just sucking things up, it's actually scrubbing the surfaces.
Exactly, which is really important for getting rid of things like algae that can cling to the walls and the floor.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
And during that initial cleaning cycle, it cleans the walls as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then it automatically returns to the waterline when it's done.
So it's like a completely hands-off experience.
Pretty much.
That's impressive.
Now, you mentioned earlier that there were some cool features in the app and with the remote control.
Yeah, I'm really interested to hear more about that.
So beyond the basic cleaning mode, which they call smart cleaning, there are some really cool customization options.
Like what?
So one of them is called zone cleaning.
Zone cleaning.
Yeah, and basically because the robot has already mapped your pool,
Right.
it can divide it up into different sections.
Okay.
And you can choose which sections you want the robot to clean.
So if there's like one area of the pool that tends to get dirtier than others?
Exactly. You can just send the robot to that specific zone.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah. And then there's another feature called custom cleaning.
Custom cleaning.
Yeah. And this one gives you even more control.
How so?
So you can tell the robot to only clean the floor or only clean the walls, or only clean the water line.
Oh, that's really cool. So if you just want to do a quick touch-up.
Exactly. You don't have to do a whole full cleaning cycle.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it seems like they've really put a lot of thought into the different ways that people might want to use this thing.
It's all about flexibility.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of flexibility,
Uh-huh.
the app also has some really convenient features.
Like what?
So when the robot finishes cleaning, it automatically goes back to the water line,
Okay.
and it sends you a notification on your phone.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, so you know exactly when it's done, and you can go and get it.
You don't have to keep checking on it.
Exactly. And it even waits at the water line for like 5 minutes before it potentially sinks again.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, they've really thought about the user experience.
It seems like it.
And then, of course, if you miss that 5-minute window, you can always use that hook to pull it out.
Right, the trusty hook.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about the app. What about the remote control? What are some of the cool things you can do with that?
Yeah, let's talk about the remote.
So one of the most useful things you can do with the remote is manually steer the robot back to the wall.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, because sometimes you just want to grab it quickly and you don't want to have to open the app and go through a whole bunch of menus.
Right, you just want to be able to like grab it and go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can also use the remote to drive the robot to any specific spot in the pool.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like you're playing a video game.
A very expensive pool cleaning video game.
Exactly.
Huh.
And there's also a dedicated button for spot cleaning.
Spot cleaning.
Yeah, so if you see like a leaf or a clump of dirt, you can just point the remote at it and the robot will go and clean it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's super convenient. Okay, so we've talked about getting the Z1 Pro set up and using it.
Yeah.
But what about maintenance? How easy is this thing to clean?
Yeah, because nobody wants a robot that's more trouble clean than their actual pool.
Exactly. But thankfully, it seems like the Z1 Pro is pretty low maintenance.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so the debris basket is really easy to access and clean.
Okay.
And the filtration system is pretty advanced too.
Oh, yeah. What's so special about it?
Well, they say it can capture everything from small stones and leaves to ultrafine particles like hair and sand.
Wow, so it's like a super filter.
Yeah, basically. And the goal is to give you that crystal clear pool water that everybody wants.
Sign me up.
So overall, what do we think about the Dreame Z1 Pro? Does it seem like it lives up to the hype?
I'm really impressed with what I'm hearing.
Yeah, me too. It seems like they've really thought of everything.
Yeah, it's got all the features you could want.
Right. It's easy to use, it's powerful, it's got a long battery life.
And it's smart.
And it's smart. And the best part is, it can basically clean your pool for you.
You just put it in and let it do its thing.
Exactly. And then you can just relax and enjoy your sparkling, clean pool.
Sounds like a dream.
It does, right? All right, so that was our deep dive into the Dreame Z1 Pro robotic pool cleaner.
That was awesome. I learned a lot.
Me too. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode.
And tell your friends.
And tell your friends, especially if they have pools.
Especially if they have pools.
I'll catch you next time.